Tanisha Simpson. I'm currently the clinical lead at Linebrook Community Mental Health Centre. I am due to move roles in the next I've already started my trainee advanced nurse practitioner training, so I will be moving across to that role, but still within the team at Linebrook.
My name is Wanjiku. I work for High Volume User Team. They're in Harplans. Mostly it's community-based work. I joined the trust last year in March from Essex.
Hi, my name is Hector Musonza, and I am the BAME Practice Education Facilitator, part of the PEF team. And I joined the trust in January of this year. And I've taken this role since the beginning of September.
It's about celebration, but also about education. And although those things are important for 12 months of the year, I think having the month to sort of celebrate and really sort of hone in and have that time is really important. For me, it's about celebrating all backgrounds, all cultures. So yeah, that's why it's important for me.
And for me, I'd say Black History Month, it's about celebrating as well as highlighting the achievements made by Black people in all walks of life. So I think it gives an opportunity to embrace and to showcase and to talk about these achievements that are sometimes forgotten in history.
And for me, actually, it's the same. It's just celebration of the achievement that, Black culture has achieved and other ethnic minority have achieved, especially in United Kingdom, and the difficulties they went through, and where we are from then during slave trade until now, where they are now, and what actually is also to educate the people who maybe don't know what Black History Month is or what we are proud of, and also educating our children and other people on why we celebrate actually Black History Month.
I'll say, first of all, I'm proud to be Black, and I think I'm proud to be in working in a diverse environment with so many different people from different ethnicities, and I believe that together, we're working towards the same purpose, the same goal, really. And for me, what makes it unique for me is that I think because of my background, this is an environment that I feel there's been a lot of kind of like barriers, for Black people in particular, and other in ethnic minority people. But for me, being where I am and progressing through my career in nursing, I see it as a kind of like a trailblazer for others to see and to follow as well, to see that you can reach whatever heights you want in your nursing career. So there's nothing really to stop you, and the color of your skin shouldn't decide where you are or how you are, or you shouldn't be expected to be treated less equal than others. But you can always push yourself to those heights that you want to be.
For me, what it means is actually a lot. It's seeing what mostly encouraging others. I take a role of encouraging others, of achieving, and to do that, I actually aim a lot on higher things and working hard, where I encourage other Black people in my community we can do this, and even if the roles come and I see I'm suitable in it, I put myself forward on it for just to be an example to be an example to others. Especially when I came to this trust, I found there was not so many people, Black people in it, than where I was before. And it has been like, I want us to achieve, and I also want us to be in those posts where we are very minority of it, so that so many people, if they see me there, they can feel you can actually achieve. And in that essence, I decided to take the course developing aspirant BEAM leaders. That's what I'm doing at the moment. And that is actually for me to see where do I lack in leadership and what can I improve myself with so that I can actually apply for those posts and also encourage others. And mostly I'm really proud to be Black, really. It's something, as I say, I identify myself a lot, and people know it through my accent. Although living in this country for so many years, I've never lost my accent. Because sometimes there's a disadvantage when people can't understand it, but I'm still proud regardless of that.
I think for me, I'm proud of my heritage. I'm half white British and half Jamaican. And I often get asked the question, what are you and why do you look like that? And when I was younger, that really affected me. But now I'm proud that, you know, I've got ginger, curly, frizzy hair. I've learned to embrace that. So personally, I'm very proud of myself, and I think professionally, within the trust, I've worked in the trust for nearly 10 years since qualifying. And yeah, just proud of how I've progressed into this leadership role, and then, as I said before, progressing even further to the next stage over the next few years when doing the course. And I've been involved in the inclusion side of things probably for 3 or 4 years. And back then there was only maybe 1 or 2 members of non-white staff that were involved in this sort of work. So I'm proud of the movement we've had and the representation. It's something that I've been sort of singing about for years, that we need more representation at senior positions, and I think we're finally seeing that. And I do hope that I'm a role model for people out there, that you can get to more senior and leadership positions within teams, and I hope to see more of it, even more senior than we are now in the future. Like I said, I've been involved in this sort of work probably for about 4 years now, and I was previously the BAME inclusion facilitator, and it was something that myself and the other lady that I worked with really wanted to sort of set up the staff network, because we know there's so many benefits from people getting together. Like I said before, it took a lot of work to get off the ground, and I'm just glad now that we've got Amina, who's the sort of person who's really putting a lot of work into it. So for me, I see that as a safe and protective space for people to go to talk about whatever issues, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. People feel safe to talk about it, and they know that they're supported by the people in the group. And I think the most important thing is networking with each other, because there's not always somebody in your team that you can talk about certain issues with. So if we can just have a point of contact, we can build relationships through that group. And again, we've got Leslie Foe, the diversity and inclusion lead, that's also involved as well, because I think it's important having those links to the exec board and to senior people in the trust, because things do need escalating at times, and it's about us feeling that it's not just a space where we come and talk and nothing actually gets done after. I think it's really important and reassuring to know that the trust at higher positions are listening to what we're saying. So I think I'm not sure if it's monthly now or bi-monthly, but there's an email group set up with all the Enrich staff, and we all get invites. There's an agenda, so we'll look at all different sort of stuff in the meetings. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else wants to say their experience. I think it's a really positive one.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Just to touch on to what you've just said there, I found it very beneficial, and in the sense that I think it gives us an opportunity to share, not only just share our experiences, but to know that there are other people, you know, in a similar position as ourselves. And one thing that I've also found from the network is that it gives us an opportunity to understand what the trust is doing in terms of kind of like advancing or in terms of promoting diversity and inclusion as well. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity to not just learn, but also you get to see people in senior positions in the same meeting as well, and you know, you get to interact with them, as Tanisha said. You know, you get to network with them, and that's something that's quite rare, because you don't get to see a lot of people every single day in our daily work life. But this is a fantastic opportunity to see people similar to us who are in these senior positions as well.
For me, I think I have just come to the first one. I went for a few minutes. This is the only one which I've gone actually for a whole period of time. And it was very encouraging. I felt very, it's safe to talk what I want to say, and I felt listened to those people, and I felt that if I have an issue, I have those people there who can actually back me up, on every issue or support me. So it was a good experience today.
Came back to a fantastic team when I joined the CAST team in January, and I did say that I haven't felt as welcome in the NHS as I did when I joined the CAST team, and it was a totally different kind of area to me, because it was community mental health with personality disorder, patients with personality disorder, and that to me, I think the whole inclusion, that diversity that I experienced with the team, made me realize that there's a lot of opportunities as well. And I think I was introduced to a lot of like the Enrich, network, and I was told about this, and I was told there's some fantastic projects that are going on, and if I wanted to be part of it, and so I put my name down for it. And then I think the position came for the BAME practice education facilitator, and I thought, you know what, I've done a similar role in the private sector before, so I thought, I'll give it a go and see, how this is. And again, I've joined another fantastic team. I've just felt welcome as well. So I've really been very fortunate this time around, and I am glad that I've always said this. I'm glad that I made the decision to come back into the NHS, and there's a big difference between my experience in the private sector and the NHS, and I can hand on heart say that there's a lot of work that the NHS is doing in terms of diversity and inclusion. And the one thing that I've said that we don't do very well is we don't market it, we don't sell ourselves out there to say this is what we're doing. I think a lot of the work that's being done is kept within the trust. So I think it's time for us to expand that and go out. And we're talking a lot about diversity and inclusion, getting more people involved in the local community, and it's a fantastic opportunity to go and tell them what we're doing. And so I'm really glad that I made that decision to come back.
I have been here since last year, March, during the heat of pandemic. I came from Essex. My background, I qualified in 2015, and I started working in Basildon, that is in Essex. I was a support worker there before for about 4 years. Then I went back to school, did mental health nursing, and I qualified 2015. Worked in wards, acute wards, and in PQ ward mostly. Then I decided last year, I need to move before my daughter go to secondary school, and somehow I ended up in Stoke. And because my friend was here actually working for Combined Healthcare, I said, oh, the trust is very good, it's very different, they have a lot of opportunities, you can actually progress here, and it's also very cheap to live in Stoke. So I decided, I need that in my life. So I applied.
Yeah, we're going to put you on our recruitment advertising.
So I did that, and I thought, well, so I'll progress, and it's cheap to live here. Well, those are two good combinations. So I applied, yes, for about 6 in Highbury Muses. Unfortunately, when I came, the team has already been dismantled because of a pandemic. They were not going to see in the community. So I went to Access team, where I actually started for about 6 months before my team actually came back. And as as Hector said, it has been very welcoming. I was a bit scared of community work because I've never done community work before, not knowing the place. Again, when you're in the community and you don't know the place, it means using your postcode a lot, using your sat nav to go to places to see patient. But the support, it's really, really good, from the managers, from the colleagues at work. It was really very good. I didn't feel as if I want to give up because of I don't know the place, or I don't know the people, or I've never done this job before. I felt as if I've done this job before. Is a continuation of, and again, I've realized that I have worked for 2 trusts. I've worked in London, I've worked in Essex. this trust has a lot of opportunities if people actually go for them. It's a trust where you can actually progress. It's a trust where people are encouraged for progression with their careers. So it's about actually encouraging people to go for those posts or to go for those trainings, because there are so many trainings. I've never seen so much training in trust, like in combined healthcare, which is really, I feel as if I'll be running year after year because there is opportunities for us to progress. And as a BIM background, we find it very hard to go forward for the post because we feel that we are not good enough, for this. We don't have enough knowledge about it. But to admit to ourselves, that's why I've decided I'll do this course and feel I'm ready. It's for those, when the posts come, I'm able to say, I know how to do that. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. And I'm ready to learn. So I think combined, for me, I would say, is the best trust. As Hector said, we don't say how good it is when it's come to education, to progression, but it is a good place where ethnic minority can actually progress.
I think just on that progression point, interesting that you said, Sarah, it's that belief of actually the post comes up and it's, oh, do I go for it? Do I not? And it's that confidence. And for me, it was going on the Stepping Up programme, which Leslie mentioned in the Enrich Network earlier, that really changed my mindset of not just sitting back and thinking. And how I think now is that somebody's got to get the job, so why can't it be me? Yeah. And it was that programme that, so I come away thinking, just apply, just go for it, you're good enough. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, Claire, just on the progression side of things.
Yeah, I would also add on that for me, it was my colleagues that I was working with in the CAST team, who spoke to me about a lot of opportunities that are available. I was new to the trust. I didn't know much about this, and they said to me, look, just don't look beyond where you are, and you'll be amazed at what sort of opportunities are available. And they spoke about how people progress within the trust. So hearing that myself, I thought, wow, this is a very good environment. And I was told that they actually, management support that. So I thought, I think our service manager at the time says, he's got no objections to anybody who wants to progress. So hearing that was very, kind of like, that supportive sort of language was very nice to hear, and it just motivated me to apply for the role that I'm in now. And who knows, anything can happen in the next few years, but I'm happy, to be in the trust.